Hi, and welcome to our session on testing your application with in-app purchases in it. This is a session that's meant to help you debug your application once you've implemented our in-app purchase plugin in it and checking to make sure that it's working and functioning as designed. So, quick agenda. Go over a quick demo of what the app would look like, what your app could look like when it's complete, the customizations you can do, and then how to test your app on the iOS side. We'll do a separate video on Android. What you must do every time you test, what must be compiled into your app, settings that need to be enabled into your app, running a Winier session with your application, and what a healthy in-app purchase looks like in the Winier debugger, and how you might check and make sure things are actually running on the Winier side. So first things first, here's what an app might look like after you've implemented our plugin really quick. So in this particular case, we've sandwiched our plugin in between our login screen and the main screen. So over here on my lonely screen, we'll press login here. And what should happen is the plugin will respond and show us that we've got a good trial subscription, and it'll log us in, right? And that's the message from the plugin. We'll click the store button that we've enabled here, which takes us back to our store page. Shows us that we've got a good trial subscription. And so I've got a good trial. Again, the trials we suggest are managed by the plugin. We've got a 1-month subscription that begins from 6/21 and goes to 7/21/2017. And when the buy button's enabled, when everything's working correctly and you press the buy button, the store should prompt you. Now, in order for this to happen correctly, there's some things you must do before starting your application and you're testing it. Again, this is on the test side only, not when it's in production, obviously. So back to our agenda, what you must do every time you test, don't forget. So one of the things you must do before you start your application, and I've done this time, but I'm going to show you, is you need to go to your settings page. So I'm navigating my settings, and you need to go to iTunes and App Store. Click on that, and you need to make sure you are logged out of the store. So if you're logged in, you need to log out, but you can't have any credentials where you're logged in here when you're testing your app on the store, or else it will not test properly. So that's one thing. Then you can go back over to your app, and then you can click the buy button, and you're going to choose use an existing Apple ID. Now we're going to use my test account. Okay, and if everything's working properly, in other words, you used remember from the videos, you need to have a sandbox test account, and then you've logged in correctly using that sandbox test account, it will come up and prompt you to actually purchase your sandbox product. If you say continue, then it will confirm it. This is the store, this is not programmed, and then it will respond that you've got a purchase. All things being all set. And when successful, the screen will show an updated subscription here. Back to our agenda, things that must be compiled into your application in order for the plugin to work. So here's a partial list of the plugins that must be compiled in. Build info, and here's the version number. The purchase plugin, version 6, you can find that out on the internet, and the Toast plugin. We're using version 2.6. For testing purposes on the iOS side, as well as on the Android side, make sure you have enable Winier debugging turned on in your Xcode project. For your product, make sure in-app purchases has been turned on. So finally, let's get to running a Winier session with your application once you've compiled it, made sure everything's all set up, you've logged out of the store, and you're going to run Winier to determine if things are running well. You'll find your link inside your app, and you'll click the link to run Winier. Click on one of the targets, and click on console, and then you'll log into your app. like we're going to do here. Oops. We'll log in. We'll watch our plugin come to life hopefully here. Go back to our store. Check status. Okay, so checking status on our store and then taking a look at what the Wayneer session says. We'll make a couple of notes. So the store won't auto buy the subscriptions that are recurring because they expire every 5 minutes. It won't do that, but it will do that on a daily basis. It will renew them if you're logged out and then prompt you to log in. So you note that during the validation here that it did come up with an error code, the 21006, which means it's expired. Back on our UI, shows that our subscription expired a little while ago at 8:38 a.m. We can try and do another buy again by pressing the buy button. Press the buy. It's asking us to sign in. Do that. And a buy. A good buy transaction again should just look like I just did before. We'll confirm the subscription and all set. So in terms of what that should look like in the background during, if you were watching it in your Wayneer session, what should occur here is it should go out and attempt to purchase the product, and this kind of here, a new receipt should be come through and it should get validated, and here's a status code of 0, which is a good receipt from the store. And after that, the store has been validated and it comes back here. We'll take a look at our store again by looking at our store, and shows that we have a trial subscription as well as a regular subscription. So I've got another valid subscription that's valid for another 4 minutes. Again, my monthly subscription in the store, in the test store, is only good for about 4 minutes. So 1 month equals about 5 minutes in the test store. So that's how you test and how you determine that you actually have a valid subscription working in the test store. Thanks very much for watching. And thanks again. It's Bruce Stewart. Here's some of my contact information if you're interested in contacting us for any information about this video or any other questions you may have. Thanks again. Bye now.